Good evening, guys. Welcome to the day 4 for our Java fundamentals. So I hope all of you are doing good. So this is our today's agenda. So we'll discuss about why loops, why do we need loops in any language, what is for loop, what is while loop, right? What is do while loop, break, continue keywords, and we'll see more problems around loops, like what kind of problems you can solve with loops, like prime number or reverse string. So these kind of problems we'll also see today. Yeah, so before I move on to the today's agenda, do you guys have any doubts in whatever is covered so far? Good evening, guys. Good evening. And how are you finding the assignments? Like they are easy, tough, moderate, or very easy? Have you all tried the assignment 3? Like yesterday's assignment? No? Yeah, guys. So have you all tried like yesterday's assignment? No, I think deadline is tomorrow, so you are waiting for tomorrow, right? Okay, that can be the case. Little bit difficult. Still going, sir. Okay, okay, guys. That should it's a very guys. It's not. It should not be very difficult to do, guys. Like if you have any, like if you still have any doubts, like maybe tomorrow, right? So I think tomorrow is also a time. So if you will still have any doubts, we can discuss the problems once. That's not a problem. But keep trying the assignments, guys. Like you, because you will learn not just with the fundamentals or with the concepts or with the problem which we are discussing. You also need to do the problems on your own, like because this is our objective. Like at the end, you should also learn coding. You should also know coding. Concepts doesn't work. Just having a concept is not like what is going on. And always you need to solve the basic. So okay, someone is finding little bit difficult. What about others? How are you finding the assignments? Simple, easy, or tough? Still going on. Okay, okay, guys. Yeah, I think yeah, keep trying. So, do you want me to give more problems, or the number of problems in the assignments are good, right? 3 problems, or do you want me to increase the number of problems? Good. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, so let's start with loops. So, how many of heard of loops? Have you guys heard of loops? Right? Yeah. Like if you know something basics in C, C++, right? You might have heard of there's some concepts called loops, right? But why do we need loops? Can I code without loops also? Is it possible to survive without loops? Can you do coding without loops? Yes. Yes. No. What do you think, guys? Like if you don't know what is loop, that's another case. But yeah, what do you think? Can we do coding without loops? So normally, right? When in which scenarios we use loops? When we have a repeated task, when we want to do some repeated thing, right? So when we have some kind of a repeated task with very less or no change, right? So in these kind of scenarios, we use loops. But if I ask you, right, can we live without loop? Yes, we can live without loop, but that would be difficult. Without loop, it will increase the line of code. There will be unnecessary repetition of code, right? And there will be overhead of writing the same thing again and again. So it will increase the load, it will increase the code. So normally people feel, right, loops, they make things difficult, but they are actually to make the jobs easy, right? But we feel like when it comes to nested loop, people start feeling that, oh, it's not tough. But they are generally to make the things easy, guys. Okay? Okay. So I hope this is clear to you. Okay. I think today's slow mode is for 10 seconds only, guys. So that should be fine, I guess. Because once you type in and you start typing again, so I think earlier it was for 1 minute. Now it's just for 10 seconds. So 10 seconds. Is it for 10 seconds or is it for 1 minute? I think it's for 10 seconds only, so then it should be fine. Okay, so I think you understood, right? So let us suppose if I want to write a code without loop. Okay, so I'll just show you. So 1 second. What is like how much time you are seeing the delay, guys? Is it showing you for 10 seconds or? Because I'm not sure how much time it's here, but it should not be more than 10 seconds. Can anyone confirm like what is the time delay there? I will get it reduced to 10 seconds or some less if it's still 10 seconds. Okay, okay. I think now it should be 10 seconds, guys. So it should be fine. 10 seconds, like you will type in again, so it should be the same thing. Okay, so let's see how we can code without loop. But this will not be something like you should do, right? So let us suppose if I ask you, right, that I want to say print something. We're just creating a class, say no loop, right? And what I want to do, I want to say print numbers from 1 to 10. So what I want to do, I just want to print numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. So if I don't know loops, what can I do? Let us suppose I'm defining as a variable int 1, right? Then what will I do? I just say sys out I, right? It will print 1. Then what I will do? I will say I plus plus, right? So you know, right? I plus plus will increment the value. Then I will print it again, right? And then what we'll do? We'll just copy this code and paste it again, right? So this is how we can write. Oh, and there is no loop, right? So this is printing 1 for us, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So till 8 we have covered. We'll just copy paste it for 2 more times. Yeah. So now if we run this program, right, it's printing from 1 to 10. So this is how we have written a program without using loop to print numbers from 1 to 10, right? Similar way we can try to write a code without loops, but yeah, as I mentioned, right, this will be a tough job for us. Okay, so next things comes in, right, for loop. So we have a different types of loops in Java. One is we have a first thing which we will discuss, like we have for loop, we have while loop, or we have do while loop. So we'll discuss for loop first, right? So I think if you know some basics, you might have like the syntax for loop in Java is very similar to you see in C, C++. You just need to use a for keyword, then the bracket. Then here you can give an initialization variable. So here you do the initialization for the loop, whatever the initial condition. Right? Here you do the condition. Here you write a condition. And here is the increment part. So normally loop you will see it consists of these 3 things. Like what will be the initial values? What will be the condition for terminating the loop? Or increment will be for the next iteration, right? Because we'll be sequentially doing a lot of things, right? So that's why we have these 3 things, right? So if we see the example for this, let us suppose if I want to do the same program, or like let us suppose if I want to, okay, let's do a problem around this. So let us suppose we can name it, say, day 4 problem, or we can say print and numbers problem. Okay? So this is a problem we want to do, print and numbers. So user will enter a number and we have to print from 1 to n, right? So this is a problem which we want to solve. Oh, we just copied that. Okay, that's not okay. We'll just remove this code. That's fine. Yeah. So input we know, right? How to take input from user. Just take an input quickly. Right? And we'll just say number equal to scan dot next int. So we're taking the number. We'll just also print to the user sys out enter the number. Right? User will enter the number. And we got the number in this num. So what we'll do? So as I told you, right, for loop will consist of 3 things. First will be an initialization. From where we want to start? We want to start from 1, right? Till which point we will go? What will be our termination condition? Once we have reached to the number, we are done, right? We are good because we wanted to print from 1 to n. And what will the step will go? We'll go one number by number. So we'll be incrementing it 1 by 1. So we'll do I plus plus. So for each iteration, the value of I will be incremented. Right? So so in loops, right, we have all these iteration, and for each execution, it will just increase the value of I and then we'll go back. And then we can do sys out and we can just print I. Is anyone here who is learning loop for the first time? And we'll see more problems, guys. Like we'll try to do prime number problem also. We'll try to do odd even problems also. Yeah. But this is like a very basic problem which I have shown you. Like because always the basic concepts should be clear around loops because it's used in any kind of programming anywhere. Like you cannot save yourself from loops. Let us suppose if I'm entering 15, it's just printing, right, from 1 to 15. Is this clear to everyone? So it's simple, guys. I think this is very simple code. So what will happen, guys? In first case, it will be I equal to 1. In second case, it will be I equal to 2. In third case, it will be I equal to 3. Like this, it will go till I equal to 15. And once I will become 16, when we compare the conditions, 16 is, right? So this was our condition, right? I should be less than equal to number, right? So once we compare this, is 16 less than equal to 15? No, this is a condition fails, right? So once the condition fails, loop will terminate. Okay, so guys, can you tell me one thing, right? How many times the line 9 will be executed? How many times the statement 9 will be executed? This statement, how many times it will be executed in this program? Yeah, guys. So how many times this will be executed? It will be executed 10 times or 15 times or 16 times. What do you think, guys? How many times this for loop line will be executed? No idea? Oh, you can guess something between 15 or 16. Am I audible, guys, or no? How many times this line will be executed, guys? Am I audible? Okay, if you are saying 15, some are saying 16. What about others? You don't need to be correct, guys. Like you just need to guess also. Like you can just guess between 15 or 16. Yeah, okay. I think some of you are saying 15. 15 is, I can say it's winning. So guys, this line, right? Below line will be executed 16 times for num equal to 15. The reason is why it's executing 16 times. Because guys, in the last case, it will execute this. It will check for the condition. Once the condition fail, it will not execute the other statement which is inside the loop, right? But this will be executed 16 times. This will be executed. This will be executed 15 times. Right? So I think this is something you should know, right? So many times people ask these kind of things in objective questions also. That how many times a particular line will be executed. Okay? Okay guys, I think this is clear to you. Okay, so let's try to do one more problem. I think today let's try to do more problems today. What do you say guys? Do you want me to cover more concepts or more problems? Print all even numbers. Okay. So what we want to do is, so we'll take a number as an input and we'll print all the even numbers from 1 to till that place. Okay. So I think this right. Okay. So we'll get an input from a user. The number would be the same. Like it would be the same way of taking the input. But the next things comes in. So guys, if someone is asking me, right? Someone is asking print all even numbers, right? So how can I tell if a number is a even or not? How can you tell guys? Can you tell me? In a program, how you can identify even or odd? I think we have done we discussed problem also yesterday, right? So how can you tell if a number is even or odd? I think today's attendance will be based on the people who are responding in the chat, guys. So we'll consider their name only for today's attendance. So how can you identify if a number is even or odd? Remainder is 0 for even, okay. So today's attendance we will consider from the chat, guys. Like whatever the people who have replied on the chat, they will get attendance. There is no attendance form today. Okay. So what can I do? I can use the same kind of a loop. I have to print all the even odd, right? So what will I do? I'll just say int I equal to 0, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Okay, it's a num, right? So we'll do num here. Yeah, that's good, right? If it's divisible by 2, it leaves the remainder 0, otherwise what? So what can I do? Int if, right? If I, because we have to check off at each iteration whatever is coming, right? If I percent 2 is equal to 0, right? If I percent 2 equal to 0, we'll just print that number, right? Otherwise, we will not do anything, right? Because we just want to check if we want to print all the even numbers. So there is no else here. Okay. Okay. Let's try to run this program, guys. And if I enter, say 20, we got all the even numbers. Similarly, you can also write a program for all odd numbers, right? If I ask you to print all the odd numbers, you will also can do same thing, right? You'll just say not equal to 0. Okay guys, so so let's see some other way guys to do the same problem. Okay, okay, so we'll just name it as say 2. Why it's coming as 2, print all even number. Okay, this is 2. This will be our second approach guys. So I just want you to understand. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are doing all this if condition here, right? And we are running this loop around n times, right? This will be running based on the number of n. So if you talk in terms of complexity, it will take big O n. So we are running this loop how many times? Same as the number, right? So it will be taking the same time as based on the number. But can I do something like this? Can I do I equal to I plus 2? And then just print this number. Will this work, guys? I remove the if check also, and I am running my loop also for half of the times, right? What do you say, guys? Will this work? Will this print all the even numbers? Yes, no. You can't say. What do you think, guys? Will this program do the job for us or no? Yes or no? Anyone who could not understand this program? Anyone? Is it clear to all of you? Okay, I will zoom. Better now? Yeah. So what we are doing here, guys, I just give you a quick idea about this. Oh, duplicate slide will also have this. 1 second, guys. Yeah. So what we have done here is simple, guys, right? What we did, it started from I0. Then what we said I equal to I plus 2. So now I will become 2, right? Then what we said, I equal to I plus 2, right? So this 2 will come in here. 1 second, right? Yeah, so this 2 will come here. And this I plus 2 will become 4, right? Then this 4 will become here, I plus 2. Like this also we can do. We don't need to do all this check, right? No, it's a loop, guys. We are doing it in a loop. It's a for loop, right? And if you execute this program, and let us suppose I entered, say, 21, we have got all the even numbers, right? Similarly, if I want to write a, say, odd number program, I say like print all odd numbers, right? Using the same approach. Print all odd numbers, right? If I just want to do odd numbers, if I start from 0, it will create problem, right? Because odd number will start from 1, so I just need to change from 0 to 1. What will happen in this case now? If we are starting from I equal to 1, and then it will be I plus 2. This 1 will come here, it will become 3. Then we'll do again I plus 2. This 3 will come here, then it will become 5. Then we again do I plus 2. This 5 will come here, and it will be again 7. Like this, it will keep going on, right? So this is how we use our same program to write the print all odd numbers also. Clear, guys? Okay. Now let's see one more loop. Okay, before we move on to the next loop, let's do one more problem, guys. What we want to do? Print all characters. So what we want to do? The problem statement is print all the characters of the string, right? So we just want to print all the characters, whatever the characters are there in the string, we just want to print all of them, right? Okay, so I think we'll do the same thing. We'll just use scanner. Okay, we need to import this also, right? And to read a string, right, we have a next method, right? Using next method, we can read the strings, right? And guys, what we want to do? We want to get all the characters of the string. 1 second, I'll just insert few blank slides for you. Yeah. So guys, we know, right, any strings we can access character by character, right? So let us suppose if I have a string, like as we discussed yesterday, right? So they will have indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. And to access any character at an index, we can use caret method, right? Caret method you will always use whenever you are writing any string program, you will end up using caret, right? Okay. So I know using caret I can get a character at an index 0 or any index. So guys, if I do say caret 0, I will get an index at character at index 0. If I do caret 1, I will get a character at index 1. If I do caret 2 like this, I can go, right? Similarly, I can go till end of the string. So guys, I think we have not discussed, but we have a length method in string which gives the length of the string, right? Because we should know, right, where we should end the loop, right? We should always know where the loop will be terminated. So from which location to which location will go? We'll go from 0 to length of string because we want all the characters. And because it's an index, so we'll just go, we can just say maybe length minus 1. If you're using equal to, otherwise it can be less than, right? So what we'll do? We'll just say for integer I equal to say 0, I less than input dot length and I plus plus, right? And what we'll do here? We'll just do sys out input dot caret and value we want at index I, right? This is how we'll print all the characters of the string. Okay. Okay guys, so let's try to do this program. Let's try to run and see if it's working for us or not, right? We should always test our code. So let us suppose if I'm entering input hello, yeah, it's working for us, right? Okay, let's try to do, let us suppose if we do say hello world. For hello world, I am still getting a output as a hello, right? So I think our program is working for the strings where there is no space, but for the space it's not working, right? Okay. So we'll try to do it in maybe a separate file. Okay. So I think for now this is working for the strings with spaces. Okay, if we want to say print all characters with spaces, with space in input, print all characters with space, right? So there can be a spaces also in the input string, right? So the problem statement change, print all the characters of the strings with spaces also in input. Okay, so we have to handle this case. So guys, I think this is straightforward, right? So whenever you read a string with a next, it doesn't read it once a space is appeared, it will just read till this point. So if you're reading hello world with next, we'll just get hello. But to read a complete line, we have a next line method, which we should use. This is also a difference between a next and a next line method, right? So to read a complete string, complete line, we should use next line method. This is only the change we have to do to handle the cases of our strings with the spaces also. So if I run this program, it should work. Right? So you can see space is also a character, so it will be also printed. Okay guys, so okay. Clear? So guys, do you want me to do a program of reverse I string also? How many of you know a program of to reverse I string? How many of you know a program to reverse a string, or do you want me to show you a code like where we are reversing a string also? Tell me guys quickly. Otherwise, we'll move on to the while loop. What about others? Is it clear guys, whatever is covered so far? I think reverse string is very common problem people ask in interviews also. Right, this is like, I think these are very common problems like reverse string, palindrome, Armstrong. Right, okay. So I think let's go with a reverse string problem. So what is the requirement here? Reverse string, right? So if the input is say hello, the output should come as oh, right? Similarly, if the input is hello world, the output should be, we can take any input guys. I think this is just a sample I'm giving. DL ROW OLEH, like this should be the output, right? So based on the input we want to reverse the string. Okay, so I think we'll use next line here directly because we want to handle space cases also. So guys, reverse string is nothing, it's simple thing, right? It's very simple thing. Okay, so let us suppose I have a string, say hello. I know its have index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If somehow I can start reading from here and I go till like this, or till the reverse, right? If in place of start reading from start, if I read from end, I can reverse that string, right? Right. So if I can access the value, if I can somehow access the value at index 4, then I access the value at index 3, then I access the value at index 2, like this. If I can go and access the value till at index 0, we'll get a reverse value, right? This is how it should work. Okay, so what we want to do guys, we want to go from 4, 3, 2 like this. And this 4 can be anything, right? It can be a length of string also. So in case of length of the string, it will be length, right? Then it will be length minus 1. It will become length minus 2. Like this will go till 0, right? This is how we move. So in place of going in the incremental order, we are going in a decrement, right? You can say decrementing, or we can say it as a descending order also, right? Right? Okay, so I think this is clear to you guys. Okay, so we'll try to do what? In place of 0, we'll start from input dot length minus 1. Why we have done minus 1? Because indexes are 1 less, right, from the actual string length. Till which point we'll go? We'll go till the it's less equal to greater than 0. And what will be our increment thing? It will not be increment, right? We'll decreasing it by 1. So that's why we'll do I minus minus, right? So we'll go from input dot length minus 1 till the point, it's because we have to go till start, which is 0, and we'll decrementing 1 by 1. So guys, many times, right, you guys, like you should remember the problem, but you should always know the logic, because what people do, right, I forward the condition while writing a code, right? So that's it's not the case. You should know why you are doing or why you are writing any condition. Okay. Okay, if we just try to print this, okay, let's see how this will work. If I'm giving, say, input, say hello, okay, I got in reverse order, but you see there's a one problem, right? What is the problem? It's not printing in one line, it's printing each character in a separate line. So what can I do? So guys, as I told you yesterday also, right? In place of system.out.println, so guys, if you have missed the yesterday session, like we discussed very important concepts of string, so you can just find the link also in description, so watch it. Yeah. So, and also all the codes, right, which we discussed, I also had all the codes also in the description. So I will recommend you to try all these problems on your own also, because these are also good problems which you should know. Like, don't just focus on assignments, also try these problems on, like, try to write these codes on your own. Okay, so we know, right, in place of println, if I use print, it will not print the new line. But guys, once the loop is over, we need one new line character, right? So we can just print, you can just add println. This is just to have a cursor in the new line. And then we can run this. So when I type hello, it's giving me hello. Similarly, when I type hello world, whatever is it, guys. Okay. So is it clear to all of you? I want each one of you to understand this problem. So I want yes or no from all of you guys. Yes or no? Have you understood this? Yes or no, guys? Okay, if anyone have any doubts, you can just ask, guys. Don't feel, guys. So I will tell you one mantra, guys. So everyone have its different speed of learning, right? So don't feel that rest of the people have understood why only I am could not understand it. It depends, guys. Like everyone have their different grasping problem also, or grasping speed also. So that's not a problem. Okay, guys. So let's. But what's the problem here? We are directly printing. But if I ask you that in place of printing, right? In place of printing, right? In place of printing, if I want what I want to do, I want to store this string. So if I ask you, right? So okay, so what will be our next problem? Reverse string with storing. So we know printing was easy for us, right? So printing was easy for us. Reverse string and store the results before printing. Because here what we do, we are just using sysout and getting the job done. But here you want to store also, guys, right? Incrementing strings, I'm not sure what's your doubt, guys. Incrementing string will be same thing, right? It's like printing all characters. So like we use I++. This will be the incrementing part. Okay. So now what we want to do, we want to reverse a string with storing also. We want to store the results also. So what we do is we cannot directly print. So what we'll define, let us suppose I am defining a string result, right? And I've just defined it as an empty string. And in a string you can do concatenation using plus. So I can just do result equal to result plus input dot caret. So I know whatever the character is here, I'll just add this to this string. And then finally I can print the result. Right? So this is how we have used a temporary variable result, right? And what we are doing, we are just keep modifying it with appending a new character again and again, and then we are printing the result. So what I will do, I'll just sys out for you guys, and I will show you one thing. Adding character, and I will just show which character we are adding now. This is a character which we are adding, or I will just print result after adding character. And this will be result. Right? So this will be result. Okay, I think this is I have done just to show you one thing. Okay, now let's start. Let us suppose I'm giving an input, say hello world. Okay, one second, guys. So you can see at each iteration how it's modified, right? First we got a D character, the result will become D. Then we got a L character, the result will become DL. Now we got a R character because we are just keep modifying that, right? We are using this result as a temporary variable. Then we use O, and then we got this. So is this clear to all of you guys? Or someone have any doubts? And best way to understand loops, right? If you have any doubts, just print I, whatever is happening at each iteration, just try to print that and see how it's working for you at each iteration. Or if it's your expected result is not coming, try to see how the things are working at each iteration. Just use this out for this. So is this clear to guys, all of you? Because these are very important programs, guys, because strings, arrays, these are very important concepts for any exam, any interview, anywhere. These are very basic things, so anyone can ask you. So is it clear to all of you? Or do you want me to repeat this once? So result is a temporary variable and we are modifying this also. I think I will just show you one thing for this. Yeah. So how this normally work, guys? One second, I'll just show you. I'll just show you quickly one thing, guys. What happens? Okay, anyone want me to repeat this? Anyone who want me to repeat this, or we should move to the next problem? Anyone who wants me to repeat this? Guys, you're learning. I'm not sure. Sometimes I feel like once repeat once. Okay, guys. Maybe I will just explain you here, guys. So what we did, guys, we are starting say from. I'll take example of say hello, and I know indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, right? Right. So what will happen in this case? Hello 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will start from I equal to 4, right? What is the character at index 4? 0, right? So what will we'll just see here the memory also. What will the result? The result will point to a string 0, O, right? Okay. At the next iteration, what we'll do? So at next iteration, what will the I will be the 3. Result is already, what is result? Result is O already. And then we got a character L, right? So what we'll do? We'll do O plus L. What will result will become now? OL, right? So result will stop pointing to O, it will start pointing to OL, right? Then at I equal to 4, this will go in the result, right? Result is OL, and then we'll append, sorry, this will be I equal to 2. Then we'll append again L. This will become OL L, right? And then it will go again OLL plus E. Then it will come OLL E, right? Like this it will go keep going on. And similarly it will keep changing the position in the memory. It will keep pointing to a new string. Is it now clear to all of you? Like this. Clear? And this is not some your college class where people think like if they ask a lot of doubts to the teacher, their marks might get reduced. Okay, so you can ask doubts, guys. Whatever the doubts you have, you try to utilize as much as possible with these sessions, guys. And this is our objective that you guys learn. Okay, so I think we have done enough problems with using for loops. Let's see while loop now. Right. So I think what we do is in while loop is the syntax is for while loop is simple. We have a while, then we have a condition, and that's it, right? So in while we are not much worried about incremental condition or initialization. Like it might be if you try to convert a for loop to a while loop, you will have initialization also, or you have an increment thing also. But yeah, in the syntax we don't have anything as a part of this bracket. Like we just have a condition using which it can be running. Right? This is a normal syntax, and here whatever like till the point condition is true, it will keep executing these statements, whatever the statements are there. This is the very basic format of the while loop. Okay. So if I ask you, right, I want to print say n numbers using while loop. So how can you do? Okay, maybe. Okay, so which problem do you want me to do now? Do you want me to do a print n numbers using while loop, or you want me to do a menu driven program using while loop? Which one you want me to go with? You want me to do some menu driven program or print n numbers using while loop? Should we try print n numbers? Okay, let's try to do a menu driven program. That how you can write a menu driven program using while loop. Because you will see this in a lot of places, right? So while loop, like whenever you normally have a menu driven program, you use while loops. So the guys, the difference is right. Many places you can just in place of for loop also you can use while loop. Like I can define the increment part outside the while loop, sorry, inside the while loop, and I can do the initialization just before the while loop. But yeah, but when we are not very sure or we don't have proper initialization condition, increment conditions, we can prefer for loop. Or sometimes it's the personal use, like a personal preference also. Like you can do the same thing with while loop also, you can do the same thing with for loop also. But it's also a developer preference sometimes. Like you will see people using more of one for loop for the kind of problems we have seen where we have proper initialization condition, increment condition, and you will see while loop more when we want to continue our loop for and we are not sure when we want to end it. So let us suppose we are writing a program, say we want to write a program which say add two numbers or say reverse a string. Okay, but reverse a string will need more things. Okay, we'll just say writing a program to add two numbers. Right, so we'll just say int a. So I think we'll need to take input from user. Int a, b will define two numbers. Right? Or here we'll ask the user, do you want to continue? Okay guys, I think before we do this program guys, so we need to understand the concept of break or continue also. Yeah, I think so, how to run our code until our input is correct. I think to cover this part guys, right, to cover this program also, I think I will just first discuss break or continue keyword, otherwise we cannot do this, right? So if you want to run your loop infinitely, you can just say here true. Sorry, it's just not. You can just say while true. This loop will run infinitely. This will loop never stop because in the condition we have just said true keyword, which means the condition will never be false. But how is it possible? We'll see guys. I think we'll just discuss once about break or continue keyword. So before I start break or continue keyword, I just want to get an idea, get a sense from you guys. You must have seen a break or continue keyword. So I just want to get an idea if we have seen break or continue keyword. Do we use break or continue keyword with loops or with if-else conditions? We use break or continue keyword with loops or if-else condition guys. So you have 50% chance of being correct here. So guess guys. If you are completely new also, just guess. Have you seen break or continue keyword? Because we see, right, if this break. Have you seen these kind of cases? So do we use break or continue keywords with loops, A, or with if else? Like if you're lazy, you can just type A or B in the chat. Yeah, guys. With loops or with if else? What is yes? If else, right? What about others? Loops. Okay. Okay, guys. I think we'll see, guys, how the break or continue keyword works and how like these kind of programs work where I will just say while true because they will never end. The program will never end. So how we'll end this kind of programs? We'll see this also because we have just say while true. So a program will continuously running, right? It will never stop, right? So how we'll handle these kind of programs? We'll just see, and how we can do the menu driven program, how we can write a prime number program. So all these things we'll see, guys, in a while. So I think for now you can just quickly fill your attendance, guys. And attendance code for today is 2220. Right. I'll also take my water break, so just fill the attendance. It's 2212. No, sorry, guys. It's 2220. So do it quickly, and then we'll see all these problems, guys. And guys, also, right, while filling the attendance, is also mentioned that. So normally, whenever you are filling a feedback, guys, fill the feedback based on the today's session. That like I know, like you might have given the feedback earlier also, but give it feedback based on the today's session, or if you want, or if you have any suggestions, also you can just put in like you want more problems or you want any other topic or anything. You can just put in the suggestions also. Attend link you can just find in the description, guys. It will be in the description. So we'll just wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start, guys. Okay, just wait 1 or 2 minutes and we'll continue. In the meantime, if someone have any doubts, they can just ask. Like whatever is covered so far, if you have any doubts, you can just ask, guys. Some tips. Guys, I think we'll conduct few webinars or few sessions regarding all these things also. So actually, we'll receiving a lot of requests around that, like how to do all these things. So don't worry, guys. Like I think we'll don't worry, guys. I think we're starting up maybe a series of webinars. We do these things, and maybe you can also speak out there. Like you, if you want out, you can just unmute yourself. Like we'll conduct in some Zoom or Google Meet. Like we'll discuss all these things, so you guys can better way you can ask your doubts, or if you need any guidance, you can have it. Don't worry. So I think maybe not this weekend, or like we'll conduct, guys. So I think we are planning. Maybe if possible in this week we'll do. Otherwise, some other week we'll do. But we're starting a series, guys. I think we'll have at least 4 or 5 sessions regarding this. Android Studio versus Eclipse. Guys, if you want to do some mobile development, you should do it in Android. Or if your requirement is not a mobile development, you can just use Eclipse. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's continue, guys. Okay, so I think we were at the part of, right, we are discussing where do we use. So tomorrow is the last session of fundamental, guys, and after this, on over the weekend, we are planning for a 2 days webinar over the OOPS concepts for interviews. We will discuss all the things from classes objects to all the OOPS principle. Example is, I think that will be communicated, guys. I think it will be mostly on next weekend. So yeah, we'll communicate you about that thing maybe tomorrow. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think okay. So just remove this part. Yeah. So I think we are discussing about the part, right? So guys, normally break and continue, they are used with loops only. They are not used with. They are not directly used with if else. So I cannot write a code something like this. So I cannot write something like this. If so, they will always be inside the loop. I cannot say I int I equal to 0, or if I say less than 0, less than equal to 0, break. So we'll not see something like this, guys. This kind of code will not be there. You can see also, right, showing an error, right? What is the error? I'll just maybe copy paste the error for you guys. 1 second. So there is an error. Break cannot be used outside of a loop or a switch, because switch also use break, right? So we can use break only at these two positions. And also if you try to use continue also, you will get a similar error, right? Right? Continue, what is the error for continue? Continue cannot be used outside the loop. So this is the error we normally get with these programs. So they are meant to be used inside the loop only, guys. So both of these keywords, right, they are generally used inside loop. You cannot, they can use if condition which is inside a loop, but they will not be directly be seen anywhere. Okay. So let's go to our this menu driven program where we want to our program to continuously running with a while true. While true means it will run infinitely. We have not pushed any condition there. Right? So what we'll do here, do you want to continue? And we'll take a user input. So we'll do say scan dot next, right? And we'll get the user input. And we'll just say, do you want to continue? Yes or no, right? And we'll say choice equal to scan dot next, right? Okay. And if we just say if choice is equal to yes, or we'll say choice equal to say no. The user said no, I don't want to continue. So guys, what these two keywords do, right? Break and continue, right? Break will stop the loop, right? And you will get out of loop. So once you do the break, it will just terminate that loop. It will stop that loop and it will you just get out of that loop. What continue do, guys? It will skip the statements after continue. So whatever is written after continue, it will skip that, but it will not stop the loop, right? So these are the two cases with the break and continue. Okay. So here what we want to do, when user say no, we'll just break. What does it will mean here? We'll get out of the loop, right? Okay, tomorrow is the last session for this series, yeah. But don't worry, like we'll have OOPS also, we'll have Python also. So you can keep learning, guys, don't worry. Okay, we'll just break. Otherwise, what we'll do? We'll again take the input from the user. Here we'll say enter the number. User will enter the numbers. We'll just print sys out. Sum of numbers, right? And we can just say a plus b. Or we can store some also in some variable. So guys, we can use this same logic for any kind of menu driven. I'm just showing you for some, but yeah, you can do it for anything. If user want to continue, we'll take the input again from the user, right? We'll ask him if the user choice is, and it will break, it will get out of the loop. Otherwise, what we'll have? We'll again take an input A, we'll again take a input B, and then we'll calculate the sum, or we'll print the sum again. Right? Okay. Okay, so guys, I think this is clear, guys, right? Is this clear? Okay, so let's try to run this program, guys. Enter the numbers. Let us suppose I entered 12, 15. Sum is 27. Do you want to continue? If I said yes. Okay, we are not printing enter the numbers again here. but the program is continued, right? So one second, what I can do, I'll just terminate this program and we'll print this again, guys. So I think this doesn't make confusion. We'll just print it again here also. So guys, don't worry, like tomorrow is the last session, don't worry. For this 5-day series is that last session tomorrow, but we'll have more things coming up. So you can continue learning a lot of concepts. Don't worry about it. You can go for Python, you can go for advanced topics like generics, collections, so don't worry. Or you can attend OOPS also, which we'll have over the weekend. Okay, so I'm just again trying. Okay, now we are getting again. Do you want to continue? I said yes. Okay, enter the numbers. I said 13, 15. We got the sum. Do you want to continue? Yes. Enter the numbers. We have said 12, 12. Do you want to continue? No. Enter the numbers. So it's not working for us. Even when you're saying no, it's still asking the numbers, right? It's still asking the numbers from us. Okay, what to do in this case then? We're stuck, guys, right? The reason is, guys, because we are using equal to here. But whenever we read strings, right, using scan, we should use dot equals method here. I will explain you why we are using dot equals, but yeah, we should use this. We should compare the strings like this when we are reading it from the user. Dot equals. Like this. This was a problem in the last program. So equal to works when we are comparing the strings from the string constant pool. But here these are always read as a new string using new keyword. That's why we have to use dot equals here. Is it clear, eh? Okay, we'll run it again. Enter the numbers. We're saying 15, 12. Do you want to continue? No. Program is terminated, right? You can also see here it's terminated. Now it's done. Now it's working. So this is the way. We can also take multiple choice and we can have if else, and whenever users say no, we can just break out of the loop. We can get out of that. Is it clear to all of you guys? The next things which we have for today is a do while loop, right? So guys, what do while do? In do while we have some code which we want to run, and then we have while and condition. So if you ask me, right, what is the difference between while and do while? Here is a guarantee that it will execute at least once, right? Because it doesn't check the condition in first time, it will execute the statements and then it will go to the while thing. So here is a guarantee it will execute once, but in case of while, it will first check the condition and then execute. In this program, right, it was also that we want at least the user to go through the program. So that's why we have written this code outside also. The same program we can convert in do while also. So if we just change this program to do while, so what we can do here, so do while, we know syntax is simple, guys. We just say do, and whatever the things we want to do as a do while, we just put it in do while. So enter the number, user will enter the numbers. Then we'll ask him if you want to continue or not, like this. And if the choice is, so actually the last program, right, whatever we have done, it was a better example for a do while. Like this. We'll just, and we'll do say, this is what do while. True. Right? So you can see the program also looks more cleaner, right? So it will do this, it will execute at least once and it will continue till the condition is true. And condition will always be true. We are using break keyword to get out of this loop, right? And then we will run this program. It will give us the same behavior, right? Enter the numbers 15, 12. Do you want to continue? Yes. I think I'm saying 13, 10. Do you want to continue? Yes. It's not printing sum, right? Somehow. I think we missed something. Okay, we missed to print sum. So I'll just print it here. 15, 12, sum is 27. Do you want to continue? Yes. 10, 15, 25. Do you want to continue? No. Okay. So this is how we can do the do while part. Okay, I'll just show you some basic example of continue keyword. I think break you would have understand. I'll just show you example of continue keyword. Continue keyword is simple, guys. Let us suppose if I'm having a program, I'll just write a very basic program for continue keyword for you guys to understand it. Let us suppose we have a for loop which is running from say I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, right? And I'm saying say first statement, right? So when based on some condition, if you want to skip few statements in the loop, we can use continue keyword, right? And we can say after continue. For I, we are just printing I here. And we say if I is say greater than 5. And here we are doing continue. So can anyone tell me that how many times statement 12 will be printed? How many times this line will be printed? So if we execute this, right, you can just see, right? It's printing I, if it's printing after continue for till I equal to 5, because once I will become 6, it will continue from here, it will go back, it will not execute the rest of the part. Is this clear? No, this will not execute 9 times. This particular line at a 12 will not execute for the cases where I is greater than 5, right? So if you see in the output, it will not be executed for the, it will just execute till the I is 5. So it will be execute 6 times, this particular line. System.out.println after continue. Okay guys, so do you have any doubts in whatever is covered so far? Like whatever is covered today? So how many of you learning Java for first time? Like are these guys getting whatever is being taught? Is it clear to everyone, or you want me to repeat any problem? Whatever is covered, like manual driven, increment, print all even odds, reverse string with store, do while loop, anything you want guys me to repeat again? No, okay guys, good. So guys, today's assignment, I think you will just get it like in next 1 hour, like whatever the assignment is there for today. Right now I don't have it with me, like, but you will get it like on the classroom or the channel. So if you have any doubts in whatever is covered so far, you can ask me. And tomorrow we'll discuss very important concepts, guys, like arrays, exceptions. Arrays, like array are very important concepts. Similar to strings, arrays are also very important. So tomorrow we'll see 1D array, 2D array, and these kind of concepts. Okay guys, so I think I have covered enough problems. Do you want me to cover more problems? Do you want me to do more problems today? Oh, we are good. Or I can take your doubts also, guys. Like if you want, someone was asking what to do and all. If you have any doubts related to Java or any other topics, you can ask me, guys. So do you want me to cover more problems? Oh, we are good. Tomorrow we'll discuss, guys. I think whatever is left out, guys. I think one we'll discuss about arrays, which is a very important concept. We'll discuss basics about exception handling also. I think these are the only two topics which are left out, and we'll discuss about the split method also in strings, which is also very important. Multiple inputs, guys. Multiple inputs. The way of taking a multiple input is either what you can do, you can take again and again with scan dot next. Or other thing is you can take the input as a string, or you can split it. So I think once I will cover tomorrow arrays, I will cover the split part also for strings. Okay. Yeah. Oh, different people typing same line. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think we are good for today. One thing I will one thing I will tell you guys about the importance of guys DSA, or like what will be covering in DSA. I'll just give you a brief idea. If you have any doubts, also you can just ask me, guys. I will just give you a brief about what will be there in DSA, guys. Why it's not doing something. Yeah. So guys, yeah. So the objective of DSA is, right, it will not just be some theory part. We want it to code each and every part of a DSA, like if it's a stack, queue, whatever is there, right? Linked list. Should know how to write the programs for trees, graph also. Or if it's sorting, searching, arrays, recursion, right? So you should know all these concepts, and you should know actually to code, because many times people, they have done this as a part of their course in college, but they don't know how to code, guys. Okay, so I think okay, I'll just cover this out also, equals and equal to. Right, so we'll covering all these topics, guys, and we'll see different programs also, like how to, like, I would say at least like 10 problems we'll do in each topic also, at least 10 problems. So I think with this course, at least 100 plus problems we'll code. And we'll also see that, like, if we talk about, say, linked list, how you can insert a node in linked list, how you can delete a node in linked list, how you can detect a cycle in linked list, how you can insert from and. So there will be different types of problems which we'll be doing. So what would I say, guys? Like, if you want to join the course, it's well and good. If you even don't want to join the course, focus on DSA, guys, because like without DSA you cannot get good companies. If you want to do it on your own, that's also fine, but focus on DSA, guys. Like, if at least if you are in, I would say, second, third, fourth year, or you want to change your job to some product-based companies, you should always be good in DSA. Okay? Yeah, any doubts? And we're planning to start it from, I think, around 10th October, guys. So personally, I would say, right, if you are doing some other courses, that's also fine, but focus on DSAs, like, and it's not just that you should know how stacks work and all. You should know program for different problems, or how to write a program for a stack, how to write a program for queue. You should know all these things also. It's just like just a theory concepts about all these data structures or all these algorithms or recursion and all doesn't work. You should be good in all these things. You should know how to write a code. Okay. And I think like OOPS also, you can just attend the OOPS course also, which is like over the weekend. And also Python is there, Python fundamental, we see in detail like how Python and all works. You can also do it in like it's just a free thing. Okay. And also share with your friends, guys, like, because there is no harm in sharing knowledge or sharing information. So also don't feel like they will also know the same thing, it never happens, guys. Like, it's always good to have people aware or know people things. So it's always good to share with your friends. Don't be greedy in these kind of things. Okay, guys. So I think that's good. We are good for today, and we are also coming up with the NESFR code points. I think which will inform you where you can like there will be an NESFR code points which you can use to unlock the advanced topics like we are covering, coming up with advanced topics, say generics, collections. So there will be classes around this, multi-threading. Okay, so there will be a classes around this also which you can unlock using NES4 code points, and points you will generally earn like if you also inform your friends or get your friends registered for pre-course or premium course or whatever. But yeah, you'll get these points for referring your friends to the community. So I think the details will share soon. If you want me to cover SQL, guys, SQL, yeah, we can plan something around this, like guys, at least from a placement perspective, like what all you need for SQL. We can plan few sessions around the SQL things. That's not a problem. But to plan any sessions, right, guys, we need like at least a good number of reach for the people, right? And only you can have support in this, like at least to reach. We'll cover. I think we'll get an email around this, or like we'll explain you guys how to get the points. Mainly, it will like it will some kind of a refer and earn kind of programs where you can just get your friends and roll, because we also want to reach out to more people, like because the objective of this community is all together, right? People learn, people have the like we are conducting all these fundamental courses also for free, right? So more and more people are aware of coding. We know like there is a lot of gap which we see, right, in say tier 1 or tier 3 colleges also, right? So we are trying to fill that gap also, guys, with the quality. The only difference, guys, which I see in a tier 1 or tier 3 college is a quality. Because in terms of quantity, it's there, guys. In terms of courses, a student from a tier 3 college also do the same set of courses which a tier 1 college do. The only thing which is lacking here is the quality, the coding part, the DSA part, all these things are lacking. The only difference which I see, guys. And we'll be conducting few webinars also, guys. We'll be discuss in detail, like, and you can also ask your doubts, whatever the doubts you have. We'll be starting a series soon about that also. Okay, guys, I think we are good for today. If you have any doubts, so you can just ask me. Otherwise, how do I gain interest in coding, guys? So I think to gain an interest in coding is simple, guys. Practice, try to solve more and more problems, right? That's the only way, guys. If you keep trying more and more, so let us suppose if you have some interest in maths and you want to gain interest in coding, try to write a program for LCM, HCF, GCD, AP, right? So whatever the subjects you also have a coding, or you can try to write a program for area of circle and all. So this I'm just giving one example, guys. Prime number. So try to write very basic programs and then you will get coding. Don't try to jump directly to some competitive coding or other things, guys. You need always basic things to be cleared. Always do the coding with basic problems, then jump into bigger problems. Okay, guys. So thanks for joining today. We'll just end the session now. If you have any doubts, you can just ask. Okay, so I'll end the session, guys. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow. Assignments will be sharing, guys. Okay, so assignments you will get for today, and try these problems. Try to do problems on your own also. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye.